Just going to sit there silently.
No,
I have no thoughts.
I had no thoughts. I got really drunk. Don't remember it.
Honestly, great.
Geffen does that open bar, so
Geffen does do that open bar, though.
it can get tricky.
They want a nice, loose house.
They do, and they get it.
They want and they get it. And they get that nice, loose house in an open bar at Geffen Playhouse in Westwood, California.
5, 6, 7, 8. We got Big Theater Kid Energy.
Hello and welcome to Big Theater Kid Energy, your least pretentious theater review podcast. I am your host, Ryan Garcia, and I just went... Oh.
Woo!
I just went and saw Angry, Raucous, and Shamelessly Gorgeous at Geffen Playhouse running through July 12th. This is a sharply political and comedic play that centers on aging actress Anna Campbell, who believes she is reviving her career by remounting her activist performance piece, Naked Wilson, a performance of August Wilson monologues done completely naked, only to discover that she is being replaced by a younger performer. I used quotes on performer. You'll understand why later. My guest that I took with me to see this show, I didn't have to take her because she already gets opening night tickets to the Geffen, is no stranger to the Geffen stage, having performed in Furlough's Paradise in the spring of 2025. She's actually been on more stages in Los Angeles than maybe anyone I know, including being a fellow member of I Am a Theater Company. She also wrote and performed her own solo show, I Sell Windows, across the world. And on top of that, she is a recurring character on the hit HBO show, The Pitt. Allow me to introduce two-time NAACP Award Winning actress and writer, Kacie Rogers! Hi, Kacie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. Do most people do their own sound effects? I feel like
For sure. I set it up. I'm like bumping
you do.
and setting.
It does feel like something else should like I should do something.
It is like you want to hear like that the Chicago Bulls opening like song as they're announcing all the players that are running out.
Yeah, but then while I was doing it, I was like, oh, did I just deflate my own thing like by doing my air
you
horns?
uplifted it.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that
Who
support.
else was going to do the air horns? I
Right.
was already saying your name.
You were busy. I had to pick it up.
I actually do have sound effects on this
see?
thing here,
And
it has
now-
the pew 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 pew. But I don't use it because I'd have to wear headphones to keep monitoring it.
Okay,
And I like being free.
yeah,
You already feel trapped by that mic. Imagine if I threw headphones over your ears.
that's true. I would hate that.
You'd
And it
never
also
be able
wouldn't
to.
look great.
It wouldn't work for any. Like, look, you got a great look going on. Your hair looks
Thank
great.
you.
We're both wearing our orange tops.
We are.
We knew.
Yeah.
Kacie, you are an incredible actor.
Thank you. So are you.
Have we actually gotten a chance to be in a scene of anything together?
No, we were in a show and not in a scene together.
I know, wasn't that crazy? Celestial Events?
Yes.
With I Am a Theater?
Yeah, which happens to me more than I'd like with my friends. Like, we will try to be in a show for years, and then we'll get one, and we will never talk to each other in the show.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks.
Also, when I told you I wanted you to be on the podcast, you're like, I've been waiting for this since you started this podcast.
I have been.
And I've been wanting you. Have I invited you to a show?
No, never.
I feel like I did.
Never, not maybe once.
I think I
maybe
invited you.
once.
Maybe you weren't available.
Yeah, I think I was in a show. I think you might have invited me for Master Harold.
That makes
and
sense.
The boys.
Yeah, I was thinking like, a Geffen show would be the right place to bring you since you and I are both Geffen alums.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you're here. You are just like one of the most theater people. Are you also the artistic director of a theater company?
Yes, Bottle Tree Theater Co. I am
Wow.
a co-artistic
How did that
director. So me and my two co-creators met in a theater company, Classic, and we kind of started as those artistic directors started moving away. We started producing together more and more because there was space for it. And then once they disbanded, we kind of had the opportunity to be like, do we want to start our own thing or do we want to take over officially at this company? And we decided to start our own thing. And literally right after we officially decided to do that, I'd already had my fellowship for my solo show, so I was already writing that. Jaquita was already directing it. We did a one night only of it, and Jessica Hanna over at Outside In,
Love her.
she love her so much. They were just about to open Outside In, and she came to my one night only, and she was like, I love this show. I want it to be the first show that Outside In produces, and I want to take it to Edinburgh, and I want it to be a co-pro with your company.
Can I tell you? Wow. Okay. So wow, we're like a DNA strand. We're just like circling each other so much. There's so many similarities, but keep talking about that. Tell me the name of the theater company one more time.
Bottle Tree.
Bottle Tree. And so Jessica Hanna was like, I want to take this to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And so you did.
Yeah, and so, but also suddenly this seedling of a company
Yes.
had a co-pro to figure out. And so we
Wow.
were like, fuck.
What do we do?
Like, we got to be a 501c3 like tomorrow.
Wow.
So
you hit the ground. You were like, we got to get to work.
We hit the ground running. In many ways, we did our first production before we even figured out what the total identity of Bottle Tree would be. But I think that was such a gift because we also got we got a full run of a show. We got a month together in a house in Edinburgh to really like hammer out who we wanted to be and build ourselves while we were building the plane and flying the plane at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is really scary, but also was really rewarding. And now we're 3 years in. And
3 years?
Yeah, we're 3 years in.
And where do you generally do productions?
So we have regular programming right now. We have a monthly storytelling series at Lore in Leimert Park. Centering Black storytellers, and Lore is a Black-owned bookstore. And then we have a monthly reading series called The Recipe Book, where we alternate months in doing legacy plays by lesser-known Black playwrights who are really prolific but aren't taught, even if you get your classical training. And then we do new works. So we're building a new Afro future while also uplifting and educating in Black history.
Oh my God,
with
that
the
is
reading series.
incredible.
Yeah, and that's at Outside In.
That's at Outside In. That is such a cool theater. And also when I drive down that street in Highland Park, I'm like, oh, okay, so everyone here is like authentically cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm cool enough to live in Highland Park.
I want to live in Highland Park.
I think you're cool enough.
Thank you. No, Ryan.
I think
you're
you
cool
could pull
enough. If I'm cool enough,
could
you're cool enough.
You could pull it off.
We're both on a podcast called Big Theater Kid Energy. So I think our level of cool is about the same.
Did you always envision, like, I'm going to be running a theater? I'm going to be, like, running a theater company.
You know what? Yeah, when you have that, when people ask you, like, how do you see yourself in the future? Like, what's your big dream? It has always been me running a theater with a baby on my hip. That is, like, my dream. So I don't have the brick and mortar theater yet, and I don't have the baby on my hip, but, like, I'm going in the right direction.
It's just those physical things that we're missing.
Yeah.
Everything else is being built so that you can do that.
Yeah, it's lining up.
You've been saying that forever? I always said that no matter what I do with my life, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be like, I almost went to like pre-law in college. Like, whatever I do with my life, I want to teach it as well. And like, I just happened to start doing it much faster than I thought I was going to because I've been teaching acting now for 12 years.
Wow.
At a studio out here called John Rosenfeld Studios.
Oh, right. I forgot you teach there. I need to talk to you about that.
But we can talk on mic, off mic, whatever you want. And just derail it. Let's just talk.
Yeah.
Welcome to John Rosenfeld Studios, the podcast. Your own acting class podcast here at the Big Theater Kid Energy Network. You started acting at 6, and was it like theater or was it film and TV?
It was theater. It was theater. My teacher in kindergarten wrote a play.
Yeah.
And she needed kindergartners to do it. And, you know, the mushy brains of kindergartners can't remember lines.
Yeah.
And her lead had a lot of lines. And apparently I was the only kid. I don't remember this. So I say apparently because this is all my mom's retelling and photos that I've seen. But I was the kid who could remember a lot of lines. And so I ended up playing the titular role in this play. And I just kind of never stopped doing plays. Like, I really don't remember a time where I wasn't doing plays.
Hold on. I just realized, and this is going to be in it anyway, I'm not going to cut this out. I forgot to powder. I have a list now because I'm so ADD that I have a checklist of things that I forget to do. And I just looked at the monitor and I was like,
am I crazy?
Oh, you look fantastic.
Okay. I kind of like a little glow.
No,
you know?
I think a glow is good for you. On me, it just looks like
greasy.
I
don't think so. It probably looks very glass skin on you.
Thank you.
But I don't know why women, I feel like it's a very female thing right now to like want glass skin.
Yeah, I've noticed that because I'm like, oh, it's always matte. And it's like, no, I want that shimmer and shine.
Yeah, you want glass skin now. That's the thing.
Why is glass skin in?
I don't know. Because the internet
is it
put it in all of our feeds.
Is it supposed to make you seem youthful?
I think it's supposed to be like sun. You know how if you've been in the sun, you kind of have like a little bit of a glow?
Yeah.
It's like a little shine. It's not sweaty, but you're like shiny and kind of glowy.
I'm just living my life.
Yeah, I'm just like
it's just
naturally
summer.
Dewy.
The world is so warm.
Yeah, it's like a little humid, but perfect.
I started acting. So, okay, wow. So again, to our like DNA strands.
Sorry, wow. We're going to keep.
I started acting when I was 6 as well. Joined SAG when I was 7. I was doing TV commercials and
you were
some
making
movies
money.
and TV. Yeah.
I was not.
But I didn't touch it. I still haven't touched it. It's just sitting in like a fund.
That's amazing. You're doing it right.
But also, Jessica Hannah's the reason that I went to Edinburgh for the second time with a show called Lottie Platchett. took a
God,
hatchet.
that show's good.
And it was the birthplace of outside-in theater. In order for them to get their nonprofit status, they needed to have an actual live staged production. It was post-COVID, so this was like the opportunity to do something.
Wow.
That was on stage. So
I didn't realize that.
They sent us there. They put us up.
Same, yeah.
Right?
Shout out to Jessica Hanna.
Jessica Hanna making dreams come true.
Truly. And Danny Blinkoff and Tamla Tamita, the other two directors over there. who
I
own
don't know
Outside In.
them, but they are also important. I think maybe I've met them.
Very
And I'm sorry.
important and wonderful. But yeah, Jess is the one who, I feel like boots on the ground meets the artists first.
Yes. Well, she directed Lottie Platchett as well.
Yes, she
so
did.
It was a huge work with Jessica Hanna. And every time I see her, I'm just like, oh, and she's one maybe that's been to more shows of anybody than I know.
Oh,
she
yeah.
sees everything.
Yes. Theater Titan. Has she been on the show yet?
No.
Oh, you got.
I'm gonna.
What are you doing?
Look, I've only seen 38 shows.
Jess saw 38 shows in a weekend. You know, like that's like she sees so many
maybe
shows.
I'm intimidated, Kacie.
Yeah, it's fair.
This is my show. I can't have Jessica coming in here and taking over.
I can't wait for her to hear this.
Because I'm talking, it's like, well, it's all about Jessica Hanna today. I have a question, because you've done so much theater. Is there like one aspect of theater that you would change? I'll tell you mine to give you a little bit of room here. I think like for me, like just like a classic aspect of theater that I think doesn't need to exist. We can just get rid of it. I hate singular bows. I think bows are taking up too much space. I don't like the songs that happen after bows in modern musicals. I don't like that we're extending them into a concert. I think bows should be the show ends, blackout, lights up, the whole company comes out, a full bow together, point to the tech crew, point to the musicians if they're there, maybe another bow if the audience is going crazy, and then get out with little waves and happiness, maybe a little skippy-doo. But this like whole production of bows needs to end.
Yeah. So we're very similar. I hate curtain calls in general.
Yeah.
I hate them always. I am always really grumpy and have to work really hard during my curtain calls to like not actively mug the audience.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's also depending on the show. Because
course.
I'm often tapped to play characters who go through some big emotional breakdown, on stage at least. Most of my TV has been comedy, is interesting, and most of my stage has been drama. And so oftentimes I have literally been in tears and bloody, and the lights comes up, and I'm supposed to be like,
Thank you so much for coming.
and I'm like, I just would like to leave the stage, please.
Yeah.
I would just like to get out of here.
Well, I think there does need to be a bow because there needs to be this like, there's like this release that I think is paid off with Moment. But I feel even there, like, I think that if you had a show like that, I feel like it'd be totally appropriate for you to just come out and just do like a little head. Just like the tiniest. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's so often not that. Because like you're saying, oftentimes the director, who is well-intentioned and really wants you to receive all of your flowers for doing all of that work, is like, especially if you played that character, they're like, come out, step
And you're the
in
last
front.
one, and you're all alone.
Yeah, and it's like, I really don't want to do that. So yeah, I agree. I would get rid of that.
That's what I would change. Anything else you would change? Is there one little thing that you're just like, this really grinds my gears. Whenever they do this,
I mean, I think that oftentimes pre-show speeches, while sometimes necessary, they do often bother me.
Yes. Speak on that, because I agree. I don't know that I've ever put my finger on it because I've been like, I guess this is necessary.
Yeah. I think that I find them, and us being members of IAMA, who classically does not do a pre-show speech, I am oftentimes a little like, well, we should have said something.
Right.
But
They will for workshops and things like that to explain like what's happening.
Yes.
Or for opening nights.
Yes. But beyond that, there's no like, pre-show, turn off your phones, here are the exits, open candies, whatever.
Open up. That one always gets a laugh. Why does that always get a laugh? Who thinks that's funny? They've just never heard it?
Old people. Old people
A different
who
generation
will still
appreciates that.
Will still open candy.
Because they're like, I'm that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I'm
it.
the guy that doesn't open my words as original during a monologue.
It's true. And they do. It doesn't stop them.
During the show that we just saw, Angry Raucous and Shamelessly Gorgeous, the person I was with, she got a little bit of a cough, and she had a water bottle, but the Geffen Playhouse water bottles have like, the little metal tabs that are all connected, so you have to go to open it. And it was during a like really important monologue. Oh, God. So she had to wait. She's like, waiting for the end of it to get applause so she could.
Yeah. It's really stressful when you have to do something noisy in the theater.
So give us what should the pre-show speech be?
Okay, I think that if you're gonna do it, it needs to be somewhat immersive.
Yes.
It needs to be kind of a part of the show. Like make it in the world of the show. And I do really appreciate when theaters take the time to do that, to do it in the voice of, have a character from the show do it, make it in the voice of the show, as immersive as possible. Then I'm like, all right, I'm on board.
I agree. Then it becomes almost like an overture.
Yeah.
Or some kind of introduction to what the tone of the whole show is going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Okay. I didn't think that you were going to have such a smart one, but that one was great. I do want to hear a little bit about the Pit, just because it feels like the Pit is like doing theater in a sense, because you're just, you're always on stage.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what's happening, you may have to be doing the scene you just did now in the background of somebody else's scene, because
Have you worked it?
no, but I just went to an Emmy screening of it, and so I got to see the whole cast do honestly one of the most hilarious talkbacks.
Oh, good.
Because John Lovett did it. I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah, and I love John Lovett.
I love John Lovett. They chose John Lovett, and they should have understood what they were asking for, because
Did they not?
he came out in full scrubs and was having the most fun and just like taking the piss on stage. He even at one point was like, okay, I guess I should look at the questions that HBO asked me to ask. And then he went, do you, and then I forgot what the actual question was, but it was something like, do you feel like the hospital work that you are doing is actually helping real nurses? Okay, see, that's why I don't ask them. Back to my questions.
That's
and
awesome.
you could see that Noah Wiley maybe wasn't loving it.
Yikes.
Everyone else in the cast, and John Wells and one of the other writers, the head writer, was like having a good time. I don't think Noah was having a good time.
Oh no.
But they talked a little bit about like how immersive. Like John Lovett started to be like, can I just play a dead guy? Because I feel like that would be watching The Pit. That would be a chance to sit back and watch The Pit. And that Noah Wiley went into a thing of like, well, actually the extras work hard and do so many hours, and this is how a lot of them get their health
on
insurance.
That show, it's actually wild how long they're there, how invested they are, how much choreography there is, because the continuity on that show, because it's all one day, is like pretty nuts. Everybody has to be doing their job really, really well. And I will say it is some of the nicest people that I've worked with, because everybody is. Noah has said this in many interviews where it's like, acting is blue collar work, you know, like you show up, and the show kind of runs that way. Like you are kind of a blue collar ensemble. And everybody at a certain point is a background actor. Noah is a background actor at a certain point, because if he's in trauma 2 and now the scene's in trauma 1, he's got to be there just like the rest of us, you know, to make sure that his back is there. It's not his stand-in doing that. It's him.
And it's very egalitarian in the sense that everyone's in the same outfit.
Yeah.
Everyone's in scrubs.
Everyone, the
It doesn't-
directors,
camera
the
ops,
DP.
scaffers, DP, everyone is in it.
Yeah, if you accidentally get somebody, it's going to look
In
right.
a reflection, it's like, fine.
Yeah, they're all in
all in the
scrubs.
world.
It's very, very cool to work there. And they hire, I haven't talked to him about if he does this on purpose, but I'm sure they do at this point. I'm sure you've noticed they hire mostly theater actors. Like you see so many LA theater actors, which is really exciting.
Huge.
And it's for that reason, I'm sure. It's like we understand the ensemble structure. We understand jumping in and having a lot of blocking to do and figuring it out. The number of times we've all been in a trauma room and been like, okay, because the doctors give us our movement, the set doctors. And sometimes my movement and somebody else's movement is like, well, I got to get this tube over here. Well, I got to pull this machine over here. And it's like, how are we going to do it? And Noah's like, we'll dance. All right, let's go for it. And you like have to figure it out, because in a trauma room, you would have to figure it out. We got to save this person's life. And so we're going to get around each other.
And everyone's got their different functions and jobs.
Yeah.
And departments within this person's body.
Yeah.
And they got to work together.
Exactly. And so you figure it out while trying not to forget whatever medical mumbo jumbo.
And when it fits in.
Yeah. And when it fits in, and don't miss the camera. And, you know, but it's really fun.
Oh my God, it looks like a blast.
It's really fun. My first day was like, whoa. Like I thought it was going to be, you know, I'm recurring, but I'm like a recurring co-star. So I get like 2 lines an episode.
Yeah. I was so excited when I first saw you on there.
I was like,
Kacie!
aw, thank you.
Save someone's life, Kacie!
Thank you. Yeah. But co-stars are often like kind of boring. Like you're grateful for them, but there's not much, you just wait for your line and you do it and it's over. This is not that. You have so much to do. In between the line, after the line, before the line, you're working, and they throw you right in, and it's like, and you're doing medical things. It's like, you got to really look like you know what you're doing. So Anyway, it's
Yeah,
really cool.
no, and one of the things that I love that he said too, like this is an LA-based theater podcast. I have been in New York. I'm going also to St. Louis next week to see my friend Nick Walker as Shrek in Shrek the Musical.
Very cool.
At the Muni. But for the most part, I am focused on like the fact that LA has great theater.
Yeah.
And Noah is like, we shoot in LA because LA is where the talent is.
Yeah,
Like we are
wow.
here because this is where the most artists are here right now. And if we
Yeah.
are here, we can take advantage of that because we need them for a long time. They're
Yeah.
not flying into Vancouver for a 1-day shoot. If they're a guest star for 1 day, they're actually for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I really respect Noah. I feel like Noah's taking so many causes on his back, like with
Totally.
this show, as far as like trying to bring work back locally to Los Angeles, trying to like fight for those tax incentives, highlighting things that are happening in the world at the medical care system. And like, it's just, the show is doing so much that's really important and really cool
Yeah.
to make a real impact on real lives
Wow.
and not just be a TV show.
Yeah.
And
it's clear.
he's that person like on and it's not just in interviews, you know?
Right.
Like on set working with him, he's also that person.
It feels like a huge family, which I think that one other place that I feel like once you're in the family is the Geffen.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Geffen
It's
is a
true.
huge family. The moment you're in a show there, they invite you to opening nights
Yeah.
for the next like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a chance to continue to work there, to continue to audition there. Just did a workshop of another show.
Yeah, you
the
did.
I Am
And you were great.
Oh, thank you.
You're so funny.
Oh, that well, you know, well, that's very nice. I have no response. I don't know how to handle it. I didn't- that was not an excellently taken compliment. I can do better.
Yeah.
But we went to the Geffen, and we saw our family.
Yes.
We have many families now. I Am
We do.
the Geffen, being child actors.
Yeah, I was like, what's the
Jessica Hannah.
Jessica Hannah, absolutely.
Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And the play we saw was Angry Raucous and Shamelessly Gorgeous. I didn't know anything about this show coming into it. Did you know anything about it?
No, I didn't actually.
And what were your first impressions having seen it? Like, what can you just like?
So I thought that it was really fascinating, the conversations that were being had around August Wilson's work.
Yeah,
Because you
I
don't.
hadn't even ever considered that. I didn't even know that was a conversation that was being had.
Well, I have. I've considered it, but it's. I don't know if it's a conversation that I've really had out loud though.
Right.
And so that felt really like. Are we allowed to say this outside the house? You know, like
Right.
it's like,
And
whoa.
what
you
is
know?
that? Can you kind of like
Yeah,
distill
just
what that
feeling
conversation
like
is?
there are some limitations to the women and how they're written in August Wilson's work, and the opportunities that you have as a woman to do this work that is lauded as, you know, the premier classic of Black theater is like you can feel like you're relegated to these subservient and passive and oppressed roles that have beautiful, one or two beautiful speeches, but by and large are, you know, excluded from the rest of the play.
Right.
And while the men get these they're so and there's always like 5 of them. There's
Right.
so many men. And so you get all these different types of men and different types of personalities. Now he has that a little bit with Joe Turner's Come and Gone. He has 4 or 5 women in that play, which is really exciting. But even in that, just there are some tropey things that the women can fall into.
Right.
If you're not careful. I think when done correctly, it can be really beautiful if you get the right cast of actors.
Yeah.
But I do see how at face value, it could be like.
But it's not the focus in the writing. It would take them, the performers, to try to uplift those voices.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it was his intention to. I think he was writing what he saw in the world growing up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And
And also, he was taking, like you were saying, just Noah Wiley, taking on so many things
Yes.
at once. It's like August Wilson was taking on a lot by telling these Black stories.
yes, by trying to represent
And he's
Black
only,
life.
and he has his perspective to pull from,
yes.
you know,
Correct.
especially his perspective from a certain era.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's like maybe he wasn't fully aware of how much intersectionality he could actually take advantage of.
Of course, over a century. He's writing a century cycle
Yes.
and, you know, trying to represent what it means to be Black in each part of that. And that's huge. And
Yeah.
so, of course, nobody wants to, like August Wilson is king and is wonderful and we love his writing, which is why I'm like, we often don't say outside the house, especially as Black female actors, to be like, I wish there was a little more for me
Yeah.
in this role. Or like, God forbid you say, I don't want to play that one, you know?
Right.
Like, it's like, oh, I don't think I'm
Right.
allowed to feel that way, you know, because it is an honor. It's such a great honor. And like one of the greatest honors as a Black actor is to be like, you've done the entire century cycle. That's so cool. Although for women, it's so much harder for women. There's so few.
There's less opportunities.
There's less opportunities.
and less meat on the bone.
Less meat on the bone. And you have to be a certain age for a lot of them. And so once you get to that age, you're like, oh, got to do it within this,
Right.
10 to 15 years.
I'm in my era to get this part. Yeah.
And it's not as, I mean, they're getting produced once a year usually at several theaters, but not all of them. You know, like I don't see Radio Golf done quite as much. I feel like Ma Rainey, Fences,
Right.
Joe Turner also doesn't get done as much. It's gotten attention this year because it's finally on Broadway again. But yeah, there's certain ones that don't come around as often.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I've seen a jitney in a while. And so to get to do the entire century cycle is also, not only is it an honor, it's rare.
Right.
And so to have any sort of taboo feelings around being in those. And like one of the characters says in the play, she's like, I had just come off of doing 4 August Wilson plays and I felt greedy. You know, like I should have, it was this thing of like, you should feel so grateful. And it was like, I didn't. It was like there was something, I wanted more. And like
Right.
maybe she wouldn't have felt that way if she had those male roles where she got to say all those words. And her, sorry, I'm on like
I'm
a
into
tear
it
now.
I'm so into it.
But she has that beautiful monologue too, where, or do we do spoilers?
You can
here?
do whatever you like.
Okay. Well, towards the end, when she's like coming to grips with why she was really doing it, because it's supposed to be this rebellious piece, but in the end, she's just like, actually, I just loved all the words so much. And like to get to feel, as an actor, I understood it so deeply to be like, to get to feel Troy's words come out of my mouth, to feel like what the reverberation of that power, the power of all those speeches that he has come out of my skin, my body, was just so sexy to me, that
Right.
idea. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Because he has some of the best words. And you'll never get the opportunity to feel that, to do that, even if you know you have the facility to hold it.
Right.
You know?
And to respond to everything you're saying, because I think what you've said, like it's so beautiful, and I don't think it takes anything away from August Wilson to say these things out loud, because it still centers the important work that August Wilson has done.
Yep.
In order for us to even have the conversation of, great, that's all there. Now we want more. Like that step was taken. How can we go further with it? What's the next step?
Yeah.
And here's her through like. And it takes someone also doing something brand new, which is what the character of Anna does.
Yes.
With taking that and making it her own.
Yes.
And also making it a form, which I think a lot of these shows already are, a form of activism.
Yep.
You know, and doing it as actually doing like the male monologues fully naked out there for people
Yeah.
to see, and getting arrested while doing it.
Yeah.
And
there was
I-
something very cool in 70s about that.
So cool. So 70s.
There was a big naked theater
Yeah,
trend back then. And it's just like, why was everyone
Why are
naked?
we doing that? Why is hair?
Why?
Why is hair hair?
Why is cats cats?
Why
know?
Why is Cats not just Jellicle Ball only? Did you see
Exactly.
it? I want to see Jellicle
I
Ball.
want to see it so bad. I haven't seen it.
Everyone that I know that has seen it has been like, this is what Cats should have been.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, you don't give a fuck. I've heard you don't care about the story, but it's like, yeah, in Cats, we don't care about the story, but at least this one's fun. At least this is a ball.
Right.
So, like, you're not supposed to be,
You don't have to worry about a story.
Right. It's a ball. That's great.
Just get dressed up and be hot and fancy and
Yeah.
love yourself.
Yes.
Okay, so this was originally written, by the way, this show, by Pearl Clegg, Atlanta-based writer. First poet laureate of Atlanta was Pearl Clegg. And Angry, Raucous, and Shamelessly Gorgeous. And directed by LaTanya Richardson Jackson, Samuel L. Jackson's wife.
Correct.
Married for over 45 years.
Wow.
That, by the way, unbelievable.
Yeah.
To be with one of the most famous Hollywood actors in a marriage that has lasted
Yeah.
his entire career of being famous.
Yeah.
Like never a moment where it's like, well, like that's so gorgeous.
It is.
That's
it is.
because that's such a challenge. I feel like once that famous bug hits,
Yeah.
and you get all this respect that like, oh, well, now I've got all this. Maybe it's somebody else.
He got famous older, though, and I think that helps.
Even 45 years ago. Wow, you just really came at Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is
so
so old.
old.
Even 45 years ago was old to get famous.
He was older, like he wasn't like Brad Pitt getting famous, like when he
sure.
was a kid. That's,
Good point. He had his head on his shoulders.
his brain was fully formed.
Right.
He
okay.
understood things.
I get it. I see now what you mean by older.
Yes.
With Samuel, we didn't mean anything by it.
No, not
And
at all.
Also, I didn't agree with her. I thought you got famous very young. He's going to watch now. They actually met in college.
Oh,
The two of them, Samuel L. Jackson and LaTanya Richard Jackson.
Cool.
She's a 3-time Tony Award nominee.
wow.
And she starred in the Pulitzer Prize-winning play Purpose. Wow, that is so. I didn't realize how many plosives was in that sentence when I wrote it. And
Oh,
directed.
so is she going to do it at the Geffen later this year?
I don't know.
It's supposed to be the original cast. Is she original cast? It must be.
I would assume so. That's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Whoa, hey, look, we're breaking news right here. Probably going to see LaTanya Richard Jackson in Purpose.
Yeah.
At the Geffen next season.
That's cool.
Also, this is the
This
last
season.
show. No, this is the last show this season.
Oh, I get them confused. I don't understand.
I don't know seasons.
I don't get them.
I don't know seasons. I just know that everyone at the Geffen was like, "This is the last one. This is the last one of the season. Last one of the season."
Yeah, but like there's more
They get
shows
like 2
this
months
year.
off. They get 2 months off,
Oh, okay.
which is a long time. Usually they're just like show.
Sure.
And
Okay.
now they're like, literally, I was talking to people that work there because it is a family, and I know all of them now.
Yeah.
And they were just like, we don't know what to do with ourselves.
Oh,
We're going to have this time not at here.
yeah. I know they work really hard over there.
They do.
I actually love the crew so much there. They're
Me
all so
too.
kind, such good people.
I agree. She also made history as the first woman to direct an August Wilson play on Broadway.
Wow, she was.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, that's awesome. Which play?
I didn't research that far.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
knew the moment I told you, I was like, shouldn't tell her this. She's going to ask you which play it was. Honestly, I could just check.
No, I mean, I was just curious. That's such a cool, what an honor. That's also another like special honor of being a woman. Being a female director who gets to direct August Wilson is like a very small club. And it's always an honor to be in it.
It was the piano lesson.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Did she?
You can ask. I have Google.
Okay.
Just know that any question Kacie asks me from here on out about how LaTanya Richardson Jackson's directorial work on Broadway went is just me typing it into Google and seeing what Gemini has to say. Go ahead.
We can, no. We can,
Just give me
that's
your
very cool.
one follow-up. You get one
Yeah. No.
follow-up.
I'm good.
Are you sure?
What year?
Great. I think I have that here. 2022.
Oh, the one that just happened.
Yeah.
The one that
revival.
Samuel L. Jackson was in.
Yeah. Can you believe that was the history-making moment?
Wow. But that's what I'm saying.
2022. First woman to direct an August Wilson show on Broadway.
Yeah. On Broadway. Yeah. It's like I'm saying, women don't get to direct August Wilson a lot in general. And so that's what the woman who, so I'm from Houston, and the Ensemble Theater is like the oldest, most historic Black theater in Houston. And Eileen Morris knew August Wilson when he was alive and was one of the few women who got the go-ahead from him to be able to direct his plays. And she has just finished, I want to say she's about to finish. No, or she just did. Because she just directed Fences. And I think that was the last one. She's directed every play in the Century Cycle.
Wow.
And that is like such a...
That's historic as well.
It is. So few women have been able to... So few directors, I would say, in general, but so few women. especially.
I loved the things that this show targeted or that like it tackled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because this was all brand new to me, and also getting to talk to you about it. This is my favorite thing. About theater is one, like learning about like the playwright giving me access to some conversation I was not already a part of.
Yeah.
And enlightening me in some way through storytelling. And then getting to talk to a friend who actually knows so much more about it than I do afterward is just like and then now being able to share it with other people as well. Like that's just the power of that storytelling. Just I love it so much.
Yeah.
But I also love that it dealt a lot with generational differences.
Yes.
It dealt a lot with aging within the entertainment industry.
Yep.
And feeling tossed aside.
Yep.
It also dealt with like I've always thought about like people getting the Lifetime Achievement Award and hating it.
Yeah.
Like it seems like an honor, but really it's just saying, "Okay,
Yeah.
you did it.
You're done.
You can go now.
Yeah, you can say.
Thank you."
Yeah.
You know? Which honestly, can we get more lifetime achievements for politicians? Because we don't need all these
Truly.
old politicians.
I don't think that they would take the hint, though. I
No,
think
they'd
they'd
be
be
like,
like,
"Ah."
look at my shiny thing.
I'll put it behind me on my next Zoom call.
Like, clearly, people want me to keep going.
I get it. Thank you. This is the approval I needed. Although Bernie Sanders, keep going.
Yeah, truly. Forever.
You know? But like I thought that was so well done, and I love that this show is mostly centered around Charlene Woodard, who played Anna Campbell, and the character of Betty, played by Denise Burse, who just joined during Tech.
Yeah, I know.
Just joined during Tech.
I know. She is the aunt, like the play aunt of one of my very good friends, and I was with her when they started previews, and she was like, my aunt just had to step in because Michelle Shea unfortunately had an injury and wasn't able to do it.
Oh my gosh.
And God, for Michelle Shea, I was so excited.
Yeah.
For those who don't know Michelle Shea, y'all should look her up. I mean, she's a true Wilsonian, has done so much of August Wilson's work, is like one of the premier. If you can be directed or taught by Michelle Shea in anything August Wilson, it is a deep honor.
Whoa.
So to have her in this play that is so deeply dealing with his work, I was so excited to see it, especially alongside Charlene Woodard, who is actually her show. She has a trilogy of solo shows. I had the gift of seeing the final in the trilogy, which is called In Real Life. It was the show that made me say, I want to do something like that. Like, if I can ever do a solo show that even touches something like this, then I will know I'm a badass. And that, like, set me on a trajectory to want to do a solo show. And it was her work. She's just a genius.
Also, can I just say, the fashion they had her in?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think there was an applause break just for one of her outfits.
Yeah. Yeah.
When she came out, it might have been the purple one.
Yes.
That I don't even know what you call that. Maybe you know.
The-
that just like draped on her.
Yeah. Was it the kimono-y kind of one
Yeah.
when she came back from the spa?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one was gorgeous.
Just
and the capes?
and I don't know, like I don't think everyone can pull it off.
No.
Like she really lived that like diva quality.
Her physical work and also her character work, which is something that I knew about her before because of her solo shows. Like, that's one of the things that makes her solo show. She's also just a triple threat. She can sing, she can dance, she can act. When she was younger, she did chorus line, like she can dance and sing like that. And so watching her do a solo, and she does accents. I think one of her parents is from a Caribbean island. I can't remember which one, but so she does all these accents and she's really good and her voice work. Yeah, it's just so lived in. And so anytime she got to like dip into another voice in this play, I was like, yep.
I know you can do this. You're so good at this.
Yep, you're so good at it.
It's like what? Why is it? Who started the 3 solo shows? Because that's also what Sarah Porkalab is doing
Dragon
with Dragon Lady, Dragon Mama, and then the upcoming show Dragon Baby.
I think it's just the rule of threes, right?
Rule of threes?
I think people like trilogies.
If you write 1, you can stop.
Yeah.
But if you write 2, we need a third.
You got to do a third. I think it's true.
I think that all the time when something happens. Like if something happens one time, I'm like, okay, I'm good. If it happens twice, I'm like, well, here comes the third sometime.
Yeah, you have to.
You know it's going to happen.
You have to.
And then also the other actors in the show, Deborah Joy Winans, who played Kate, who was wonderful.
Yes,
She was like
always
the
wonderful.
producer. I'd never seen her before, but she seems incredible.
Yes.
And Olivia Washington, as you were saying before, who plays Pete, who is the daughter of Denzel. Everyone did such an incredible job.
Yeah.
And I really have to give it to Denise Burse for maybe having the most lines in the show.
Oh my God.
As well. Like she's probably on stage more than anybody else.
Yeah, almost the whole time.
Because she's interacting not just with Anna, and then she's also interacting with every single person that comes into that room.
Yeah.
And she's making them all coffees.
I do think she has the most stage time.
Yeah.
And so for her to have to step in 2 weeks before the show is going up, and to be, I mean, I don't know it yet, but I do know actors of a certain age, and they talk to me about like how much harder it is.
Memorization becomes more difficult as you age.
Yeah, so much more difficult. And so that would be difficult for anybody.
Yeah.
To remember, to get the blocking in your body, to get the character down or whatever, but to remember to have the most lines in the play.
It makes me interested to come and see the show again on closing.
Same.
To see if like everything is tightened up.
Yeah.
Because it was all there, but you could also see that like
there was still
like some kinks being worked out and still like finding where are the words in those moments, but like
the beautiful moment where Charlene couldn't get the door open.
I wanted to talk about that door Lotsie immediately. That was like I only wrote down a couple notes, and that was one. And like what a pro.
Yeah.
Can't get the door open. Can't get the door open. Throw away some snarky line about it, and then make her way out.
Who's in there?
Oh, that was so good. I did think that one interesting thing is like, it's raining the whole time, and so they have
Yes.
this beautiful patio on their suite at this very fancy hotel, but it's raining the entire time, so they can't even take advantage of this patio. And I didn't realize there was actual rain falling on the stage on top of the projection of the storm.
There was?
That's what I think too. I think what happened.
Okay.
Can I tell you what I think what happened?
Yeah, tell me. I was like, did Mel tell you this?
Oliver Brink told me it, who's the one who runs the rain system.
Okay.
And also ran the rain system for Master Harold and the Boys.
Okay.
Which was incredible and a huge part of the show.
Yes,
Like-
I've heard. I'm so mad I missed that one.
Oh, so good.
I was in a show. I couldn't. Yeah.
And what was incredible about it is like the rain was falling upstage the entire time, but at the pre-show they had rain falling downstage. So the whole like you were looking through the water
Wow.
into the space, and then that rain would stop and the show began. And then behind
Yeah.
it the rain was continually falling. So they had that whole system.
Yeah, great.
They had the barrel underneath the stage. You know how they have that big underneath the stage space?
Yeah.
That would catch all the water and then pump it right back up to the pipes. And so I think they already had the pipes. They already had the system. This show's got rain. Why don't we do that as well?
Yeah.
But I don't think it was built for it, so you can't see it unless you're very close.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
I
was
was
in
up
the
balcony.
mezzanine.
Yeah. I was in
Yeah.
the mezzanine, so I did not know
No, me either.
that there was an actual rain system going.
Yeah, it makes me wonder why the LED screens, which I did wonder anyway. But,
I agree.
I don't know. Are we allowed to say things like that on the podcast? But
Yes, I think it's okay. Look, I want to talk about things that worked.
yeah.
I want to talk about also things that what the intention was and why it maybe didn't work for me.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
because like this show is all about not critiquing,
Right.
but the review is still I want it to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the LED screens did not do it for me.
Yeah,
I just didn't
to see
think
the
that they
storms,
were-
and then at the end, like the whole big like the finale of the show was Betty there by herself and her relationship with an LED screen
Yeah.
or
And I
projection
was
screen. I
like-
wasn't sure if it was LED or if it was projection, but maybe you're
I
right.
thought
maybe
it was LED because of what it looked like at the beginning too, with the videos that I also was like, oh,
Yeah, with
I-
the opera singing and then also the
yeah. I
dancing.
think that was her. That was supposed to be her doing like Medea,
Yeah,
and then the one who plays Pete stripping.
right.
And I'm like, oh, we're just kind of like forecasting
Yeah,
the play now, and I'm like, oh,
totally.
but maybe that was intentional because forecasting weather.
Oh, you just made sense of it.
Uh,
But yeah, no, I agree because it was like I have talked about when there are projections or LEDs. I love when they just leave the imagination to do some of the work.
yes.
When they're so hyper realistic, then they make me remember I'm in a theater.
Yes, I agree. And I also feel like I tend to lean stylistically, I'm more so the gal who wants like an empty stage and a stool.
Totally.
Like you have to really give me a reason for any play I'm writing. Like you got to give me a reason that you need shit.
Yes, I agree.
Because I don't want any of it. Because to me, the magic of theater is that you are suspending that disbelief and you are bringing in these wonderful designers. I mean, they had Jeff Gardner as a sound designer. I'm like,
Yes.
we can make a rain and thunder sound easy, you know? Like we can give that relationship. Or, you know, the lighting designer to make the rainbow at the end if you want a rainbow rather than showing me a literal rainbow. I feel like that is my style of theater.
Did
but
you see Dragon Mama?
I missed it. I've been in shows.
You've been. I know that's the thing. Here's the tough thing about doing theater. You can't see theater.
You can't see theater. I know. I've been having a social month though.
Oh, good.
And I think it's the new secret to my years. I'm like, oh, every year I need a social month. Because this month I have seen so much theater.
Yes.
I've hung out with my friends. I've actually gone to the beach. Like I live in LA and haven't been to the beach in like 2 years.
Oh yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, it's really, especially when you do theater a ton, I think it's important to take some time and be like, I'm just gonna see stuff.
Preach. I am doing a show tonight at Hollywood Fringe Festival.
Congrats.
So-
What are you doing?
It's a show called White Elephant. It's just a staged reading, but there's so many incredible comedians in it.
Is Tom-
And it's directed by Tom the Trinus, and
Yes.
Tom Lenk is in it, and Alison Tolman, Janet Varney, Malcolm Garrett,
time is it?
Kirsten Vangsness.
Is it? It's sold out. It has to be.
We're sold out currently, but I was just like, there's no way I can't be a part of this show with all these incredible comedians.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to be in Oklahoma, and I said, cancel the trip. I need to be in this show.
As we do as theater nerds.
That's right. But no, it is such a thing that it's like you don't get to see as many shows. But the thing about Dragon Mama is it was Sarah Porkalab and a chair.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. And by the way, Dragon Lady had a much bigger set.
It did.
Much more involved. Dragon Mama was in the smaller space.
Yeah, I love that
kinda
theater.
She was in there, and it's just her in a chair and lighting and sound.
Yep.
And she made you believe she had a Walkman and headphones.
And that's what I want. Make me believe it. That's why I loved Charlene's shows, because literally it was her in a stool, and it was the best space work I've ever seen in my life, because she had an apartment. She would create these spaces and then revisit them. And when I tell you, I can still remember the geography of her apartment to this day. I saw this show 10 years ago. And I'm like, that's how good the space work was. And there was nothing actually there. I didn't need it. I know what that
Right.
apartment looks like.
Yeah.
I could go use that bathroom, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that's theater. That's the magic in it, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And like, stop taking away my magic.
I agree.
I don't need all this shit.
I agree. I don't need the shit.
No.
It was, to me, distracting.
Yes.
To some others, I understand the flex. It just kind of felt like it didn't quite match
Yeah.
with the aesthetic of the rest of the stage and what the show was.
Yeah, I agree.
And I also don't understand how we could see it.
Yeah,
Like, it also took this, like, oh, so there's just, like, an opening?
I agree.
How we see it.
Yeah, the geography of the suite got very confusing because it was
Yeah.
like, huh?
It also felt like they didn't really use the upstage part of this beautiful suite
No.
at all, which was also just a little confusing to me.
Yeah.
I felt like we had all this stage to take advantage of. And I know we only had 4 actors and 4 characters to deal with, but I just felt like, oh, we're just kind of only using this seating area and that seating area.
Yeah,
And we're just kind of bouncing back and forth between them.
I agree. I agree.
To so many excellent things that this show accomplished.
Yeah.
And so many excellent things that, by the way, this writing did. Like, I can't speak enough. I don't really know anything about Pearl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
but
God.
I know she has written so many incredible shows that
Yeah.
now I need to go and visit. And I love what her writing does and how it brings us in. I just feel like there were some elements to this show where I was like, and maybe, again, later in the run when things tighten up, maybe those things won't be as visible,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
I think the writing did a lot of good for me. Like, I was like, whoa, because much like what we were saying about August Wilson's work, she was tackling so many things. You mentioned a short list earlier, but I would also add to that list, like, how we define artistry, our preconceived notions about sex work,
Yes.
and the people who are sex workers.
Yes.
And then also, I loved that even though for a lot of the play, it feels like a critique of August Wilson's work, it does still circle around in the end to this deep appreciation of the work in a new way. I think it just presented so many different, it presented a complicated view, which I think is the truth. And I think that sometimes that's really hard to do.
And you just inspired me to remember that, like, it's not, it also brings up this thing of, like, what matters about art? Does the art matter less if the artist was not as, like, how the art was made?
Yeah.
Or does it matter because of the way it affected you?
Yeah.
You know, in that video that she created, when they all experienced it, they were all so moved. And they're like, well, the way we make art, she must have made it the same way we make art.
Right.
And you find out hers was just like inspired, following her foot, doing the next obvious choice
Yeah.
for her,
Yeah.
led to this, what happened to be a perfect collection of
Right.
artistic meetings.
Right. And that has just as much merit as...
That's just as valid.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that was even something that was brought up, and it changed Anna's character to go, maybe I need to check myself a little bit.
Yeah, and the conversations around the female body and the power it has, and how you activate it and what that means, and are you too old? You know, like, I thought that was so interesting. I kept thinking, like, oh, this whole thing is like, we think she's too old to stand naked and
Right.
do a play, but isn't that also a message?
Yeah.
You know, how is that different? Is it different because she's not considered to be sexy to these young men, presumably? And if so, was that the point?
Was that the point? Was that the point?
I don't think
and also
that
talk
was
about
the point.
what's at risk.
Yes.
You know, to say what was at risk for her is different than what's at risk for this sex worker today.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Feels like, and I love that was not only just brought up, but it was also like we actually got to the conclusion of that conversation by allowing the character of Pete, thank you, Pete, to actually have her own voice and say, like, that is a risk for me.
Yeah, I'm taking risks all the time.
Yeah.
I love the conversation around sex work.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I thought it was so smart. And so dignified. Like, I loved how much
So dignified. That's a great way
dignity
to put
the
it.
character of Pete had in every way. And I also loved that she was a sex worker who was like, I like it.
Right.
I don't have this, traumatic past. I wasn't forced to do this. I don't have some baby at home that I'm trying to feed.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make money and I'm good at this and I actually like doing it.
And I think to like Pearl Clegg's credit, one, no judgment of any of the characters.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
To not put some kind of like trauma that brought me here.
Yeah.
And because it brings she from a different generation, Pearl's not a millennial,
Right.
but also speaking about a millennial or even a Gen Z person in the economy and industry that we live in now, it's like, hey, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
In order to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have shame about that. This
Right.
is the economy I was dealt.
Yeah.
And AI's taken those jobs. These jobs have been automated long ago.
Yeah.
And the earth is melting. Like, I'm just going to like do the things that I have to do to survive.
Yeah. And also I love that inside of her films that she was making.
Yes. Not a star,
I love
but she is an actress.
I loved how she was kind of pointing to like, this is a form of art.
Yeah.
Because even inside of that, if you listen to Pete's speech about why she got fired from her last gig, it's because she was being asked to do something that essentially, like, she was like, my character wouldn't. Like,
Right.
no woman would do this. It doesn't make sense. And like the artistic integrity to be like, well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And it feeling like, oh, well, yeah, that's so relatable for any actor on any set.
Totally.
To be like, this doesn't make sense for a woman in this situation would never do that. And I think that that's something that we speak about so normally as actors. But the moment that you put it in the framework of a sex worker, it's like, oh.
You're allowed to have thoughts.
You're allowed. Yeah, you're not just in there doing whatever they
have
tell you to
integrity.
do.
You're right.
Yeah, I just thought it was so interesting reframing what we call art and how, and like calling us out on our own artistic pretensions.
Yes. And who is allowed to tell stories and what do we consider to be stories that are actually worthy of seeing or listening
Exactly.
to?
And what do we require of them? Like, what names do they need to know? What conversations, what vernacular do they need to be familiar with? Because they keep throwing all these like famous playwrights and.
Have you read that? Do you even know who this
yeah,
is?
and she's like, no.
Right.
know? And does it fucking
Does that
matter?
make her less of an artist?
If I can stand and deliver the speech and you feel something and you are moved, does that matter? You know?
Right. Totally.
I love the conversation around that.
Wow. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but I want to know if there's anything else that you want to bring up about the show.
I loved the conversations that this play dares to broach. And I think the conversations that it can inspire after the play. That because I am, a Black woman in communities of Black women who I don't think have a lot of these conversations out loud, I do love that this is a show that seems like it's specific, also universal, but very specific, and will also even unlock more conversations within our community.
Right.
And I think that's really important.
I love that so much.
Around the specificity of August Wilson's work, but also for the broader sense of everything we were just talking about, of art, of the age gap, of what it means to leave a legacy. Do you have to protect it? Does it have to be exactly the same? What it means to usher in a new generation and do it gracefully and allow them the space to reinterpret, because that is art. So
and it
many.
seems parallel to like the mission of what the Geffen has been like since Terrell Alvin McCraney has taken over as artistic director.
Yeah.
Has been like, what is the next, like, who are we passing theater off onto? What is the next generation? How are we being more inclusive?
Yep.
How are we telling stories that represent the entirety of Los Angeles and not just the donors that we have right now? How are we finding new donors? How are we expanding our mark? How are we making people feel heard and seen?
Yep.
It feels like that's what the focus is.
Yeah. I feel like there's been a huge surge of the importance of, I felt this in the Black theater community especially, the importance of intergenerational conversation. I think is something that I'm seeing as a theme in a lot of different places of like, we really want to, the millennial generation seems to be really invested in being the bridge for intergenerational conversation, because I think we came up under these, legacy actors and playwrights that we are so reverent to. But we're no longer the babies anymore. But we also see how disparate they seem to be. And we're like, well, wait, hang on. There's merit in all of this. Can we come to the table? And I'm really proud of the work that's being done right now to create an environment where those conversations can happen and thrive.
Totally. Me too.
Yeah.
And if you want to be part of the conversation, go and check out Angry Raucous and Shamelessly Gorgeous, now playing at Geffen Playhouse through July 12th. I really do suggest you go and see it. I want to go and see it again just because I'm so interested to see what is it like when this cast gets more time to be together to tighten up this show. It's running through July 12th. Go and see it out there in Westwood. And Kacie, thank you so much for finally being on my podcast. I ask you every single episode to be on.
No.
You keep turning me down.
We don't have to lie to the people.
Finally nailed you down.
Don't let them lie to you.
But anything that you want to promote or talk about, or people should follow you and find you?
People should follow me on Instagram at Kacie.Rogers. They should also follow my theater company at Bottle Tree Theater Co. Bottle Tree has a Cicada. The storytelling series is coming up on July 12th. And that will be at Lore in Lamert Park from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then we have a recipe book, our reading series, on July 24th at Outside In.
Outside In Theater. You heard it here first. It's in Highland Park.
Yes.
Thank you, Jessica Hanna. You've been a star of this podcast episode.
Yes, you have. You're sponsoring this episode.
Oh, so you're sponsoring? Oh, you're sponsoring? Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. And as always, let me know any shows you want me to see, any guests you want me to have on, any segments that you want to have as part of the show. There have been some suggestions. I've already been implementing them. So I'm a man of my word. And make sure that you... Yeah, could you just back off? I've asked Kacie every single episode to be here. I know you've all been asking for her. That's her schedule. She's doing too much theater to see theater.
It's true.
As always, subscribe, rate, review, everywhere that you want to. And have a great day or night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Have a good time and support local theater.
Do it, please.
Support local theater.
We need you.
And check out The Pitt on HBO.
Yeah, sure. Watch that too.
Bye!
Bye! Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Kacie.
We got big theater kid energy. Look out, we project, we sing out, Louise. Never mark it, always go full out. John Patrick Shanley never had a doubt. Our voices are warm, then kicks are high. We've got perfect form. We say thank you, five. Grab your prop, charge all the glow take. Curtains going up. 5, 6, 7, 8. We got big theater